One of the biggest challenges that we entrepreneurs face, especially when it comes to ideas, is the real world. How many times have you heard people say, that won't work in the real world, or get real? Well, the thing is that often the most outrageous ideas in business are the most successful. If you listen to other people and you take advice from other people, especially people who aren't entrepreneurs, what happens is you edit your idea. It becomes more and more mundane, more and more mediocre. Whereas what you need to do is hang around people that are more like you, more passionate like you, who are going to create that idea with you and make it more and more extreme. So when it comes to ideas, the key to being successful is to hang around with the right people. If you hang around with normal people, all that's going to happen is you're going to come up with a normal idea, and that's not going to go anywhere in this world. People don't want normal ideas. Life is too short for normal these days. What people want is something that's exciting, something that's extreme, something that's different to what's there already, because if it's the same as what's there already, what are you going to do better? So the key is hanging around with the right people. If you want great ideas, what I suggest is find the right people to hang around with. Decide who you are going to pay attention to and decide what you're not going to pay attention to. And it's much better to pay attention to other entrepreneurs because they will inspire you with their ideas. They will challenge your assumptions. They will lift you up, raise your game when it comes to the ideas because you'll see stuff through their eyes which you hadn't thought of before. And secondly, decide what you're not going to pay attention to. And in many cases, this can be turning off the TV or turning off the newspapers that you read on a daily basis. Because all this stuff does is fill you with fear. Look at the TV. I'm honest with you now and say that TV and newspapers are full of stories of us being afraid of brown people. And that's how it is these days, unfortunately. And we've got to turn that off because that voice taps into our lizard brain. It makes us fearful about the world. And when you're fearful, you can't be a successful entrepreneur. So my advice to any entrepreneur is ignore the real world. The real world is a depressing place to live in. What you can do when you're in business is you can define your own reality. You can create your own little utopia and live in that fantasy. But that's what you have to do as an entrepreneur because the real world is a very grey and boring place and it can bring you back down to earth with a bump very, very quickly.